So this week I read Harry Judd's Get Fit, Get Happy, which came out yesterday. It only arrived today, thanks W.H. Smith, but it was completely worth it in the end because I've been looking forward to this book for months now because Harry is one of my absolute favourite people in the world. He's the drummer in McFly. I love him dearly. I've been a fan of his and the rest of the band for 9 years, like I said in my video reviewing Tom's book, The Creakers. Like, the minute I found out that Harry was writing a book, I pre-ordered it straight away. When I found out that it was actually about exercise, I was a bit wary, if I'm completely honest, because exercise isn't my thing. I mean, exercise really is not my thing. I much prefer sitting on the sofa, reading and writing than actually like getting up and exercising. Exercising really isn't my thing. I am completely and utterly a couch potato of like the worst kind. But when I found out this book was actually all about exercising to help with OCD, anxiety and other mental health issues, I got really interested again. I was going to read it anyway, but when I found out it was to do with helping anxiety and things like that, I was definitely interested because, full disclosure here, I have OCD. I have mild OCD. I'd say it's not as bad as quite a lot of people have it. It's definitely not as bad as Harry's got it because, like, I'm not picking leaves off of a bush to stop leaves falling in my garden because I'm so OCD about cleanliness or anything like that. I'm not lining up shoes or placemats or cutlery or anything like that. I'm more everything has to be equal. So for some reason holding this in one hand is fine and not holding it in the other. But like quite a lot of things have to be equal for me, so I have to, like, if I touch my laptop screen with one hand, I have to touch it with the other. If I scrape one foot on the floor, I have to scrape the other one on the floor. And I've suffered with quite bad, like, compulsions over the years. So, like, at one point we had a gouge in our staircase in a house that we lived in, and I had to touch it every time I walked down the stairs and every time I walked up the stairs. Basically, every time I passed it, I had to touch it. Even when it got filled in, I had to touch it. And once, I distinctly remember a friend covering it with his hand and going, walk past it. I physically couldn't. And that's my sort of level of OCD. So I'm not like horrendously bad. And I do have quite bad compulsions at times, but I'm not like horrendous. Like, it's not completely destroying my life or anything like that. It gets in the way of some things, and some things I do sort of go, I need to do that and I can't, and I freak out. But I'm not like completely consumed by it, I wouldn't say, but it is something that is in my life, and it gets worse when I'm stressed, and I'm stressed quite a lot. I wouldn't say that I have anxiety issues, but I do worry a lot. I spend quite a lot of my time worrying as well, because I'm just generally a worry person. I worry about everything, essentially. I am constantly just sort of running worries in my mind, and I don't have panic attacks or anything like that, but I am quite an anxious person. So when I read that this was going to be about helping people with OCD and anxiety problems and anything like that, I was definitely interested. And reading it, I'm actually quite convinced now by the whole exercise helps thing, because I've never really put stock in like exercising or anything like that. I've never really sort of gone into exercising. The most exercise I do on a semi-regular basis is walking down to the shops and generally coming back with cake and chocolate. You know, that's sort of my level of exercise, with the exception of going to go see McFly at a gig and then I go mental for like the entire gig and I don't sit still and then I don't move for like 3 weeks afterwards, and generally I'm in quite a lot of pain afterwards because I've absolutely knackered myself because I've run around far too much. But I've never really sort of done any sort of proper exercise. Ever since I finished school and stopped doing PE, I haven't done any exercise since then. But this book is filled with loads of quick and easy exercises that I think I could do. Because Harry's entire point is exercise doesn't have to be time consuming, it doesn't have to be done in front of anybody else, it doesn't have to be expensive, you don't have to like go out and do it, like you don't have to join classes, you don't have to join a gym, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do, and you can do exercise that is fun, and you've just got to find the exercise that you find fun, and as long as you find that, you can do it at home, you can do it with friends, you can do it cheaply, you can do it free in some cases, and everything counts as exercise. Even just going for a walk counts as exercise. Things like anything that gets you up and moving counts, and that was something that I was really quite interested in because, I mean, I did admittedly, like at the beginning of the year, I did actually start going to an exercise class and I did quite enjoy it. I'd say it killed me afterwards, but I sort of got through it by remembering that Legion was on TV as soon as I got home and I had a reasonably unhealthy meal to eat afterwards. But I had to stop that because my living arrangements, so I couldn't carry on doing that, and I kind of want to do some sort of exercise so I don't die of a heart attack by the time I'm 25, you know? And this book was absolutely filled to the brim with exercises and things that I can do in the house, like, for free and in, like, 10 minutes and things. And that is completely and utterly revolutionary and mind-blowing for me because, for me, I can't get out of the house at the moment. I'm a full-time carer. I can't leave unless we have alternative arrangements to look after my nan. And unfortunately, they are very few and far between. And the one day a week I do have to myself, which is the day I'm actually filming this, I can't go out anyway because I'm trying to spend that time catching up on all the reading that I need to do, filming videos, editing them, uploading them, and just generally sort of trying to relax myself because living as a full-time carer is quite stressful and causing quite a lot of, like, anxiety and stress for me at the moment. But these exercises I can do in the house in 15 minutes, which is totally not time-consuming, like, at all. I can literally do them in 15 minutes. Harry actually puts in here that they are, like, 5, 10-minute, 15-minute workouts that are supposed to be, like, really good for you. They build up strength. They help, like, with cardiovascular things. You can go at your own pace with them. You can alter it however you want to. Like, you can totally cater it to how you're feeling, how much time you've got, and also how your level of ability as well. So there's beginner stuff in here, there's intermediate stuff, there's really hard stuff if you really want to challenge yourself. I'll probably stick to the beginner stuff because A, I'm lazy, and B, I have no upper body strength and no strength whatsoever, like, at all. I'm about as weedy as Bruce Banner in, like, Bruce Banner form. I have the anger issues of the Hulk, but I am Bruce Banner. Like, generally, I am completely and utterly weedy and everything. I am ridiculous. So this book is, like, I feel like this book could really help with that and sort of give me more strength and give me sort of, like, that exercise that I desperately need. And I feel like it's really good for, like, people for all abilities because, like, there's quite a few exercises in here that I reckon my mum can do because she's got fibromyalgia, so she's constantly in pain and she can't move that much because she's in a lot of pain. So reading this and seeing some of the exercises in here, I reckon she could actually do some of these as well. And there's so many in here that you don't need any equipment for. You basically just need, like, the floor. Or there's one where you only need a pair of socks, which makes sense if you read it. Trust me on that. There is a workout in here involving socks that makes sense. I'm not kidding. But there's ones where you just need a pillow or you just need a chair or anything like that. There's ones you can do with your kids. Like, there's so many in here. And there's definitely at least one in here that you can definitely do, like, by yourself or without any equipment, just in the middle of your day or anything like that. It's totally all in here. You can totally go for it at any point. And I reckon this could really help, a whole load of people and really help them sort of get active and sort of get going with exercise, because I mean, none of us really know where to start, do we? Like, do we join an exercise class, but what if it's too difficult? Like, because exercise classes or going to the gym or anything can lead to quite a lot of embarrassment because there's so many people who are, like, extremely fit around you and you're just sweating like a pig in a corner looking ridiculous and things like that. But this is all about sort of building your confidence with it and doing things at your own pace and doing things that you're comfortable with in your own time. If you want to be by yourself, you can do it by yourself. You can do it in, like, if you've got no time, you can still fit in this into your daily routine, even if you have to break it up into, like, smaller chunks to fit it in. It's just, I feel like this is a really, really good sort of exercise book. I know I'm biased, and I know I haven't read any other exercise book. This is actually the first non-fiction book I've read all year, I think. So, and it's definitely the first exercise book I've ever read, and probably will be the only exercise book I ever read, because I'm lazy, you know. But I feel like I could really, it sort of really motivated me to give some of these a try at the very least. And I mean, even Harry's even actually catered for people who don't like exercise and don't like doing like burpees and like mountain climbers and push-ups and all the rest of it. There's even stuff in here about dancing, and if there's one thing I love, it is dancing. Like, I'm a huge fan of Strictly. I've loved watching dancing. I love dancing at gigs, and I generally just really, really love dancing, even if it means just jumping up and down like a moron for like 10 minutes or something. I love dancing. And there's actually dance routines in here and also on Harry's YouTube channel, which I will leave the link to down below if you want to check any of those out. There's dance routines in here that he's made with Karen and Joanne Clifton as well, and Joanne actually features in some of the demos in this book as well, which is really cool because I love the Cliftons. And there's there's dance routines in here that you can do with your kids. There's ones you can do by yourself or with other people. And because I feel like I could probably do the dancing as well, possibly not the jive ones, to be honest, because some of this is based on like waltzing or jiving or anything like that. But again, you can totally do it to your own pace. You can pause music, you can take breaks, you can work up to it, whatever you fancy. There's no judgment in here, as long as you're getting up and you are moving. And if you find it fun, that is the main point. If you are exercising, you're getting off your ass, you're doing things and you're finding it fun, this is the whole point of this book. And I think it makes that point brilliantly, and it's such a really good sort of motivation to do it as well, because I find I have absolutely no motivation at all to do anything, quite frankly. I would much rather be sat reading and watching films and writing and things like that than getting up and moving. But I feel like if it's made fun, I'd be more likely to do it. I probably can't fit in an exercise routine every single day or anything like that, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, but I feel like I could do it with like the fun stuff. I could probably do some of the dance routines at the very least. There's one that you can do first thing in the morning while you're getting up in the morning, and I feel like I'll be able to do that. There's definitely stuff in here that I reckon I could do, and if I can do it, anybody can do it, because I am lazy as hell, and if I can do it, trust me, anybody can do it. Of any ability, I reckon you can get at least one exercise out of this that you can do. Or at least it can inspire you to find something that you can do, no matter what it is. There is stuff in here that will either inspire you to find the thing that you want to do, or it will inspire you to do some of the stuff in this book, which is awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's given me a proper kick up the arse that I probably needed to actually get up and do something. So thank you so much, Harry, for that. I can't wait to actually get involved and try out some of these routines. I will probably do a blog post or something about that when I get the time to do it, and once I've sort of done a few routines and see how it makes me feel and everything else. But I mean, I just watched the videos of Harry dancing on his YouTube channel with the dance routines in this book and immediately felt really happy. So if I just watch the dance routines and feel happy, I feel like doing them will make me feel 1,000 times better than that. So I can't wait to get stuck in with all of those. I can't wait to get stuck in with all of the different exercises, and I can't wait to see if it actually makes me feel better about myself and if it improves any of my OCD things, any of my stresses or anything like that. I mean, I can't change my home situation, but I could probably calm down a bit, or at least get some of my sort of stressed up tension out that may help me sleep better at night or anything like that. So I can't wait to see if any of these exercises in here sort of help with any of that, but it will be a waiting game. But if it helped Harry, and he's like far, far worse than I am with all of his OCD and everything else, I feel like it'll probably help me too. So I can't wait to see the results of that as well once I get into it. Like, it's essentially just a really good guide to sort of exercising for complete beginners, and sort of like gives you more the health benefits for stuff like this. It's got quite a lot of useful information and statistics to things like this as well. There's so much encouragement, and Harry has included his own story in here as well, so you can totally sort of get behind him and see why he finds this so beneficial and everything else. And I feel like that's really relatable for quite a lot of people as well. Like, if you're interested in this, definitely check it out, because I feel like it's, even if like you know nothing about exercise, I feel like this is a really good place to start with it, and it gives quite a lot of encouragement as well. So definitely check this out if you are wondering about exercise, or if you're sort of feeling quite down, or if you are anxious about things, or if you've got OCD or anything like that, I reckon this could probably help you. That's my review for Harry's Get Fit, Get Happy. If you've read this book, please tell me down below what you thought of it, or if exercises helped you at all. If you enjoy dancing or any type of exercise that you found helps you, please tell me that down in the comments below. I may check it out eventually when I get round to it, and when I have some money, or if it's like a class or something, or when I can eventually leave the house or anything. Please tell me that down below so I can check any of that out. If you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see any more of my videos, please click subscribe here, and over here will be the link to my previous video. But until next time guys, bye!